She's back, and really just in time, because Caitlin Clark's absence has not only hit the Fever very hard. They haven't been the same team, certainly haven't looked like a championship contender without Caitlin Clark on the floor, but it has hit the WNBA as well. You know, a 50+% ratings drop since Caitlin Clark went out. That's just the pure facts. So her being back on the floor for a showdown with the New York Liberty is not only a boost to the Indiana Fever and where they can be going forward, but a boost to the entire league as well. And we saw the Fever with Caitlin Clark on the floor were able to go head to head with the Liberty the last time around, and we'll get to see it again in the rematch. Obviously, also Sophie Cunningham is set to return for Indiana as well. Just adding to the good news coming out of Fever practice today, Cunningham has dealt with the ankle, Caitlin Clark, the quad injury, of course. So all of these things, big time benefits for Indiana. And here was head coach Stephanie White talking about their returns to the floor.
I'm going to make the half court shot. I don't know when, but one of these days.
Yeah, Caitlin obviously won it in a rare instance, I heard today. Just how's practice been like for her, and kind of what's her status for tomorrow?
It's been good. You know, I think she's working her way back, and you know, I felt like today was better than yesterday in terms of just movement and balance and feeling like she's getting back into rhythm, timing, all of those things. And as long as we don't have any regression, she's going to be ready to roll.
Hey, what kind of regression do you look like? Just with swelling or something?
Yeah, for me, it's just listen to the training staff. I mean, if there's swelling, if there's any sort of carryover in terms of the injury, but there hasn't been, and so I don't anticipate there being. So she's good.
And with Sophie as well, how is she progressing in terms of playing for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think she's going to be ready to roll as well. Sophie looked really good. Her timing was good. Getting back into game rhythm and timing is the most important thing, and then being able to change directions. I thought she looked good. She's had really good workouts throughout the course of the week, and then it's just been reintegrating into live action. So they both look good.
And DB has been out for these past 2 days for personal reasons. Just how is she doing? Do you anticipate her being here tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's doing as well as she can be. We're going to continue to support her and giving her the time that she needs. I don't anticipate her being here tomorrow. And we'll just, with her right now, it's supporting her and giving her what she needs and taking it one day at a time.
So DeWanna Bonner, not going to be there, but obviously Sophie Cunningham, Caitlin Clark, back on the floor. Caitlin also spoke about her return to the court and probably did something to instill a little confidence in the way people feel, because she mentioned the imaging. It's not just like, oh, I feel good. It's like they looked and I am good. Things like that.
I mean, like there was imaging done to tell that my leg is okay. Like we're not guessing. We're not going off of feeling. So I can find confidence in that we know we weren't able to find anything or see anything, and that was kind of my all clear. I knew I was feeling really good, so that wasn't a surprise by any means that it looked that way when we had the imaging done. But yeah, I mean, I felt really good, and then honestly, just sprinting, as change of direction and sprinting in the game of basketball, that's the biggest part of it. So me feeling comfortable to be able to do those type of things and those type of movements, and I've been doing that for a little bit now, and I feel really confident in that. So after we saw the imaging, I was good to go.
All good news to hear, of course, about the imaging as well. The downside of all of this is that Aari McDonald is indeed released by the Indiana Fever. We knew that was coming, but obviously that's going to be a tough blow for some of the fans, because she, carved out a special place in the hearts of Fever fans by what she was able to bring to the table in her short time with the team. But a really good audition for Aari McDonald going forward, whether that's, with the Fever in the future or obviously in another spot.
With Caitlin and Sophie potentially coming back tomorrow, that means you'll have to release Aari. Just how is she impressed over these past few games? How do you hope she can find a spot somewhere?
She's going to find a spot. That's not that. I don't think that's a debate right now. She's been the ultimate pro. She came in ready to go. She had watched such a large amount of film just on her flight in here that you could tell already her high IQ, You know, she's a dog, and we're going to miss her certainly. What she brought to the table for us, and being able to come in at the point guard position and just really impact us right away was huge. But yeah, she's not going to have a problem finding a job.
So Ari McDonald, it doesn't sound like from Stephanie White's comments, is in the future plans for the Fever, but you don't know. I mean, she can't really speak on it too much just because it was a matter of fact that McDonald was going to be released once Clark and or Cunningham were cleared or once they returned to the lineup. And that is indeed the case. Now, you forget that it was not just Caitlin that was out. It was Sophie that was out, who adds to what the Fever are able to do from an energy and a firepower standpoint. And also, I would add from a lineup flexibility standpoint, because Sophie Cunningham can guard up and down. You know, she can guard up a little bit better than Lexi Hull, who's the best perimeter defender on the Fever. You put them both on the floor. That's how you space things out. That's how you run and gun. And then, of course, Caitlin Clark, the engine of the team, the one who makes all of the rest of that go. That's the difference maker there. When you insert her into the lineup, you know, it just changes everything, really. We'll see how it looks against the Liberty head-to-head. I mean, what a test. I was wondering if they would hold her out just a little bit longer to make sure she was extra good, but I guess they got the imaging they wanted to see. Obviously, Caitlin is the type who's going to want to get on the floor and compete immediately, so no hesitancy from her in regards to getting back out there and putting on a show for a national audience, because I do think Clark feels a degree of responsibility when it comes to that. You know, when these games are you know, if that game in the preseason wasn't at Iowa, I don't know if we would have gotten into this mess in the first place. But this is a showdown against the defending champs on national television. And I was wondering if they were gearing her up to, you know, get ready for that game or just ramping her up in general. But it turns out it was the former. So the needle, as people like to say, will be back in the lineup for the Fever. We'll have a better idea of just how good the Fever are. And again, you know, another measuring stick game head to head against New York, a nice test, who are still undefeated. The Lynx just got handed their first loss of the season. I feel like if the Fever can beat the Liberty, that would really change the tune of how everybody feels about the season thus far. But really, the entire tone of everything changes with Caitlin Clark back in the lineup, because we had just felt what it was like with her out of the lineup. And it had started to feel like the oxygen, the air had left the room. And now we got hit with the, what do you call that thing? We're back to life. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes, you know, Caitlin Clark is back and all is right in the Fever and WNBA world again.